Abdurrahman Dambazo met with the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria in Kebbi State, offering them the sum of 100 billion naira over 2 years to stop the kidnapping in the country. The meeting lasted over 4 hours on Friday as negotiations dragged on, with the association initially asking for 160 billion naira. The minister said that the strategy was part of the steps needed to tackle insecurity in the country as prescribed by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The headsman crisis has risen since 2015 after Muhammadu Buhari became president. Their rampage has spread not only in the north but also throughout the southern zones of the country. The killings by the headsmen has led them to be tagged the fourth most dangerous and deadly terrorist group in the world by the World Terror Index. The acting Inspector General of Police, Muhammad Adamu, who was also at the meeting in Kebbi State, added that over 1,000 people have been killed and many more kidnapped in Kaduna. However, he said that this intervention was necessary to bring the criminals to book. The Kebbi State Governor Atiku Bagudu said hosting the meeting in his state shows the seriousness of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration in tackling the security challenges in the country. Responding, the president of the association, Alhaji Muhammad Kirua, said the meeting would serve as a foundation for peace between the Fulani headsmen and farmers and among Fulanis themselves.
Our leader, Mazena Dekano, incarceration till now, and now they granted Abba Kyri bail. He is free to go home and relax with his family, enjoy with his family, celebrate with his family. I don't know the mouth who I want to begin to talk this kind of news because it's a painful news to me. At least me and you know that all this while this man called Abba Kyri. Me and you know say all this while this man called Abba Kyri is not it's not I'm not sure. I'm not being sure. I'm not sure he is in prison all this while. So I don't know why all this is they happen like this. What did they happen for all these years cities? Waiting now. So, like I was saying, sorry for that. You know, my studio, they are just turning everything upside down. So they do me like say I just they begin to use them again now. So if you look on the screen now, you will see waiting at the tell you. See now Punch newspaper. It there for many newspaper, not really Punch newspaper. It there for many newspapers. I see them for Daily Trust, I see them for Guardian, I see them for the other news. So the truth is that he has been granted bail after 18 months, while our leader, our brother, is still there in the hands of the same people that granted this criminal bail. Now, this criminal Abba Kyri, waiting him do. Why they tell you say, but all this while when they tell you say he there for prison, you are not sure if he is in prison. Nobody can prove say he dey prison. Because I want you to remember the time they went to Kuje prison, because he was in Kuje prison. When terrorists attacked Kuje prison, was he there? We saw all the criminals, all the inmates, but nobody made any mention of anything like this man where you see for screen here, where you call Abba Kyri. Nothing like that. So now, what me at the top of my own is this, in a plain sheet. Abba Kyri is now like a free man. Some people go say, is he not bail? Bail, no. What did he do? Now, what you go ask yourself? Abba Kyri was involved in organ harvesting Abba Kyri is a drug dealer. They caught him, they catch him red-handed. You see him, you see the video. Now them show us the video. Abba Kyri was involved or is involved in fraud, internet scam, cyber scam. Abba Kyri was involved in collecting money and killing innocent people. The charges where Abba Kyri get a pass. Okay, now make we compare now. Make we just compare them. Make we try compare with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Wetin Mazi Nnamdi Kanu do? I dey ask very simple question. Wetin Mazi Nnamdi Kanu do? Why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu incarcerated? Why is he in prison? Why is he in the hands of the Fulani terrorists? This is Nnamdi Kanu. Wetin he do? Why they still keep him there? He no do anything. They say in talk. In talk wetin you cannot prove. The only thing when they cannot talk about Nigerian government that they can hold against him, they don't want to use it against him. In talk say Buhari don't die. The person wey dey there na impostor. They no want talk about it. They look for offense when they go take charge of. After 2 years, they are still looking for evidence to take him to court. After 2 years, they cannot, they could not, they will not, they will never find any proof to jail him. But somebody, when they get proof to jail him, Abba Kyri, see me, they are not jailing him. They are not jailing him. Listen to this. We go read Abba Kyri news, but before we read them, we will listen to some things.
I'm sorry, with every due respect, with every sense of due respect, Nigeria had no leadership. I'm sorry.
You've said a lot. Good to see you again, Colonel. I'd like to ask about this romance now we're having with non-state actors. The pomposity, if I dare use that word, the boisterous nature of non-state actors, the fact that hitherto non-state actors, militants, are the ones that our leader, our president, now calls in to ask about the debacle in the Niger Delta. We are even giving them security contracts. And now they have a lot of infantry to even say someday they'll aspire to the highest heights in this country. Another former governor recently tried to push a case that we should talk and placate bandits.
Listen to what is happening. The only thing our own people are busy doing is killing us, blackmailing us, tagging us names to kill us, hiring Asari, this same Asari Dokobo you see with the Fulanese, hiring him to kill us. Those are the things you see your own Igbo leaders do. But listen to what this one they tell you now about terrorists. Listen.
You send an aircraft now to where you identify the bandits. It's not only the bandits that will be affected. And if you recall, so I believe that as Nigerians, if they are called upon by government, the major causes of this problem is poverty and ignorance. You cannot find an educated human being, properly educated human being who has something to do, to take his arm, a gun, to go and kill an innocent soul, just in the name of looking for food. These people are having, very high level of poverty and ignorance. So if the government now comes up with a program of rehabilitation, just like they did in the issue of Boko Haram when the issue, was handled, I'm sure you will have a successful ending of this crisis. The economic policy that the government is planning, if you look at the documents of Renewed Hope, I'm sure by the time the implementation takes off properly, all these issues will be handled. Invite them. There are people who repent in all religions, Islam, Christianity, Judaism. You find that God himself who created us, once you repent after committing offenses, after committing sin, he forgives you. So there is no way you can say Nigerians should not be forgiven for if they repent. If they repent, they should be rehabilitated and integrated in the society. To most of them, they are recruiting Nigerians. We are talking of Nigerians. If Nigerians don't give them the support, if there is no poverty and ignorance among the Nigerians that are being recruited, this will just end, will not continue.
And give.
Now, I want you to ask yourself and be honest to yourself. Who are Nigerians? Have you been forgiven? We have a van, the kidnapper, an Igbo man. Has he been forgiven? Has he not repented? How many prisoners of IPOB? How many IPOB? How many Biafrans did you have? Have you condemned to death? Did they not repent? Why are they still there? Today, Abba Kyri has been left to go, has been released to go, has been bailed to go, has been discharged to go because he repented. Now only Fulanese, only Northerners, now them they repent. Me and you, we know they repent. If we commit offense, we must die for it. We go so read the history, the news of Abba Kyri, but I want you to get the truth out of the whole thing. For those who still believing that there is a Nigeria for you, for those that are still believing one day perhaps there will be a good Nigeria when you have been told you are a minority. I told us today in a Twitter space that, listen, when you are calling people minority or you accept yourself as minority, because we say that we have been marginalized, we are minority. Yes, we are minority. What does minority mean for your local dialect? You tell yourself the truth. Minority for my dialect means you no follow. Minority for my Igbo language where I know be say you no count. Minority be say this thing now, all this thing where you see me pack for hand here, all these things now where you see for my hand, all these things. Minority be say I don't want this, I keep am, na minority. This one I keep am, na minority. This one I keep am, na minority. I don't keep 3 now. This one no be minority. The other ones, they are minority. I don't need them. We they take English, they deceive ourselves. We are minority part, minority. South, minority. Data, waiting. Minority. Akwa Ibom, minority. Who are the minorities? Are they not the whole land of Biafrans that they have tagged minority? Abi, somebody get better explanation. We need I know fit explain for this minority matter. Who be minority? What in minority mean? Minority no be something where they don't want. Minority is something where no they need for. Minority is something that is not wanted. Something that is not wanted and not talk needed though, because they go first want you before they need you. Hello, Chairman. So as I've been to tell you, minority is something that is not needed. Minority is you get 5 motor, 5 cars, and you know like one inside. You carry that one, go put for where they or you abandon am for mechanic. That one na minority car. You no need am. Something wey you no want, something wey you no need, na im be minority, in case you no know. But some of our people today are boldly, gladly, rejoicing, happily calling themselves, we are minority part of Nigeria. No, 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 no. You are so stupid to accept your name to be minority. You are so foolish to accept your zone to be minority. Who tell you say you be minority? Then who no be minority? The people that have said you are an infidel, the people that said you are not included, that you must vacate the land where God give them, where Allah give them. They are the people that own the land. Their papa own the land. Because once you are minority, you no follow. Minority no belong. Understand them. Minority no belong to Nigeria. Listen to the remaining part of this video before we go to Abba Kyri. Listen.
Them what they want because they are freedom fighters. He dare says that he didn't say completely. Anyway, that's me talking, not him talking. These are romance with non-state actors guarding our strategic national assets. Is it a slippery slope?
I can't hear you.
I'm done. I said, is it a slippery slope? Non-state actors guarding our strategic national assets.
Thank you, Rufai. It's unfortunate. I must use that. I must say that. It's rather unfortunate that we have decondescended to a point where we turn over to those who we should be prosecuting, asking them to come watch over our common patrimony. It's unfortunate that it has gotten to that level. I look at some of these things and I feel so disappointed as a Nigerian, more so as an individual who belongs, whose constituency should be responsible in taking care of such. It's only a clear indication that the system has failed us and there is a need for us to look at it again. Go back to the drawing table and see what we can do about this. Okay? I don't know. I don't have any better word for corruption, but I just want to say that it seems corruption has permeated every aspect of the Nigerian life, every department of our life. Okay? But because you are busy pursuing your own contract, just the way Tom Polo has gotten his, and unfortunately for us, we are now playing hosts to people who we should have been prosecuting long ago. We are playing host to them, even in a...
You dey hear wetin this man they tell you? The criminals, the people that should be in prison are the ones in power. They are the ones that are gallivanting everywhere with the securities. They are the ones in your White House. They are the ones that have contracts. They are the ones that can say anything they want to say, anywhere they are, anyhow they are, nothing will happen. People like Olumo, people like this pig or frog, you are looking at them with the president of the nation. Have you imagined the kind of visit president of the so-called country Nigeria would do? What would this president be doing with something like this as a man in Aso Rock? Not even that he visited. He was allowed to give briefing from the Aso Rock, from the press briefing room. No be abomination.
As in the villa, it is unfortunate. You are even sitting down to address the nation. Who are you? Let me not digress. The point I'm making is this. I'm sorry, with every due respect, with every sense of due respect, Nigeria had no leadership. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, with every due respect, with every sense of due respect, Nigeria had no leadership. I'm sorry. It's my impression as a voter, and that's the impression I have, that I wasted my vote. It's a question of leadership.
Sometimes we forget to look at the Southeast because of succession, the issue of the ESN. We have I think it's the battalion recently come up, just a new crop of groups coming up every other day. And then the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. In terms of security, what should the service chiefs, or what should we look at in that area? What are some priority areas in the Southeast?
Thank you, Ayo. One major priority area in the Southeast, which I think will cool off a great deal of nerves, is for us to bring out Kanu, that gentleman. Pull him out. Stop this incarceration. I know some of his pronouncements or maybe lines of actions and so on were offensive to the Nigerian.
What form or manner of offensive is his pronunciation to be qualified with killing people with AK-47? And somebody will come to tell you because they are hungry. That is why they are killing people. Even the president of Nigeria will tell you they are hungry. That is why they kill people. So, how many of you that are hungry has taken AK-47 to kill people? And then the question again I want to ask, make you answer me. If somebody they're hungry, how you manage buy AK-47 of nothing less than 5 million naira? Who person will get 5 million naira, they're hungry? Now question I they ask. Because when these people want to talk rubbish, will be like, you give them to me, I go to slap them like this, 2 hands every time. How can you tell me that somebody in possession of arms, worth over 5 million naira, is a hungry man? That is why he is killing people. He's hungry. That is why he kidnaps people. He is hungry. That is why he harvests people's organ. It shock you. I don't know how many. Listen, they harvest people organ. They kill people. They kidnap people. They raise villages. They sack villages. They send people into IDP camps. They go to the same IPD camp, kill people. Our people don't do anything. We no carry AK-47. They came to where we were praying. They massacred us. Our people were only carrying flyers saying we need Biafra. They massacred us. Wazirike carried the ones he called Biafran soldiers. You go Okigwe, you go over there. They were standing without a stake even. They massacred them. But people that are terrorists are the ones that should be forgiven because they are hungry. And I want you to know that these people that are telling you they are hungry, some of them have more than 5 AK-47. 5,000 times 5 is how much? 5 million times 5 is how many million? 25 million. Some of you, when they watch me now, 25 million naira, you no get. Me, I no get. Me, myself, I no get them anywhere. So ask yourself, somebody in possession of a property or cash or anything worth more than 20 million naira, is that person a hungry person? And ask very simple question. Even somebody that controls business of 5 million naira, is that person a poor man? The Funanis in possession, each Funani in possession of minimum of 5 million naira worth of arms. They tell you he's hungry. That is why he carry AK-47, go begin to kill people. I don't know when we'll go wake up.
Nigerian state, and there was a need maybe to take certain actions. But you see, the Nigeria itself is a family. That's my picture of Nigeria. When parts of the family feel offended, as a father, as parents, you sit the gentleman down, you sit the child down, and try to find out what are the problems. How do I help you? You don't like the Christmas shoe we bought for you? Okay, we'll get you a new one. Would that solve the problem? You don't like this meal? Can we fix another meal for you? Can we start talking with Kano? Can we start talking with IPOP? Can we start talking with other groups? I think a conversation with some of these teams would go a long way in addressing the problem. We mustn't at all time apply the stick. Bring in some carrot at times. And let's see a carrot and stick diplomacy at play. Okay? We can do that. And I think if we do that, the Southeast, the situation in the Southeast will be highly doused, frankly speaking. All right? Further incarceration only make him more and more relevant, only heightened the heroship over him. He is a hero now, whether we want to accept it or not. And we made him the hero.
Now, ask yourself. Maybe we ask ourselves. Yes. Any rubbish today, I don't get time to talk, I will just block you. Any nonsense, unless I don't see you, I will just block you, come out. So now, Oyendu incarcerated. Oyendu in solitary confinement. Nnamdi Kanu suffering, denied access to medical doctor, denied access to bed, mattress, pillow, good food, nothing. Everything was denied. But look at the criminal. This is somebody that have killed innocent people. This is a man, Abba Kyri, who have killed innocent people. This is a man, Abba Kyri, who have been or are, who is, because he never repent, or maybe he don't repent. You know, say their own is that they are always repenting. Only them shall be repent. This Abba Kyri, hush puppy, they do business with them. If they do cyber crime, this Abba Kyri. This same Abba Kyri, they do drug business. This same Abba Kyri, they do kidnapping business. This same Abba Kyri, they harvest people organ. This same Abba Kyri, they kill innocent people and they release the guilty one because he don't collect money. Today, court don't discharge and make it go home. They don't bail him. Today, court bailed, leave him for bail. He don't go. He is a free man now. As me and you the talk, he don't stay in house. See the news. You see him. Because, make we read them. The Federal High Court The Federal High Court in Abuja has granted bail to the suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, Abba Kyri. Suspended, I want you to know that this suspended Commissioner of Police, you know, said they know Sakamo. Don't be surprised that he is coming back to take his position. I tell you the truth, in Nigeria, impossible they happen. Like a good man, my brother will always say, in Nigeria, elephant can fly. And it is true. Suspended. After all this, why they not go leave him? After all, the person will be president. Now the same thing the way he do, the president he do. He all different. The same drug business. Now, that means if you are not a criminal or a drug baron or a cybercrime operator or criminal or anything, you will never succeed. And you cannot walk in corridor of powers in that country called Nigeria. Abba Kyri was on Thursday granted bail by Justice James Omotocho in a charge in which he and the two of his siblings, Baba Kyri and Ali Kyri, are accused of failing to declare asset to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Ruling in an application filed by the defendant, Justice James Omotocho granted conditional bail to Kyri at the sum of 50 million naira with two sorties in like sum. Justice Omotocho added that the sorties must have property worth 25 million naira within the jurisdiction. Other conditions include that Abba Kyri and his sorties are to deposit their international passport, their statement of account, the title deed of the sorties, property, and the recent passport photograph with the court registrar. Besides, the judge further subjected the endorsement of his release warrant to the development in another case pending before Justice Emeka Nwite, wherein he is being tried with 4 others on drug-related offenses. In granting his application, the judge held that there was no evidence that he was a flight risk. He was a flight risk and that he would not attend his trial. And drug trafficking court here Abba Kyri behind closed doors. Justice pointed out that the NDLEA did not deny Kyri's claim that he was in Kuje prison during the last prison break, but did not escape even when he had the opportunities. I want to ask one question. When that prison break happened, was there anything like a news that Abba Kyri was in that prison and refused to escape? But today, they say Abba Kyri dey there. Now make you to understand them. On the possibility of the first defendant attending his trial, it is pertinent to state that according to the affidavits in support of the application, the applicant stated that he was in detention at Kuje prison when the jailbreak of 5th July 2022 occurred, and he stayed put even though he had the opportunity of escaping. This is the reason why they give him bail. You they hear him? The reason why he was granted bail. You they hear him? Okay. This deposition was not challenged by the complainant or respondent, which means it is admitted. This shows that the applicant is unwilling to run away from his trial and has shown a willingness to attend court when required. The piece of fact will work in favor of the applicant in that it is proof to the court that the applicant would not jump bail if granted the same. I note that there have been rulings denying first defendant applicant bail. More so, he held that the offense with which Kyri and his co-defendant were charged are bailable. They are bailable. Listen, now I want you to understand the one thing why they are telling you he is a good man, he refused to run, he will not jump bail. So they are telling you that they could not let bail Mazen and the grant him bail because he jumped bail and he will always jump bail. This is what they are telling you. They hear them? I want to ask one question. If they go kill Abba Kyri this night with armor tanks and the whole loot of military, whatever 2,000 or 5,000 military personnel, they jump in his compound, they shoot gun to kill everybody, they kill about 28 men, kill every goat, kill every chicken, Abba Kyri no go run for his life. Jump bell. Abba Kyri, he no go run for his life. He has not committed a capital offense, nor has he been proved that he is a flight risk. I therefore exercise my discretion in favor of the defendant applicant. The court adjourned further hearing in the case to October 18th. Shikina, they don't let them go. Why your brother is being held? And when you hear sit at home, when I support sit at home, you foolishly come here and accuse me and they insult me and they call me names and they call me killer and they call me rapper and they call me all manner of names. You have money to fight against your own family. You have money to buy weapons to fight and kill your own brothers and sisters. Look at Funanis defending the terrorists from east to west to south to north. Anywhere you see terrorists, you speak about terrorists. If you open this platform now, say you want Funanis to talk, they could come here and tell you, say, those people you are calling terrorists, they are not terrorists. They are criminals that went into criminalities out of hunger. Because this is what they're saying, that they are into criminality out of hunger. That means they can be pardoned. And that is why they have been told that once you repent, you can be pardoned. Ask yourself, who they buy gun give them? Who they spend 5 million naira buy AK-47 give those people? and the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu a prisoner of conscience, somebody that has not done anything to anyone, somebody that has not said anything against anyone, is the person that is paying the price today. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu don't become the instrument of anybody going into politics. If you want to go into politics, you go use Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, go shine before the Funanis so that they go accommodate you. If you want any political post, you go say, kill Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Funani go recognize you. If you want any politics, you go say, Igbos, they kill themselves. They go recognize you. Funani go recognize you. If you want police position in the hands of the Funani, you want anything, Chris Mayor, you and your generation are stupid. You are not only stupid, you and your generation will be wiped out by Funanis. They are coming to wipe you out. And the Chris Mayor is the leader and the sponsor of those criminals killing people in Enugu yesterday. Chris Mayor, you are the sponsor of those people killing people in Enugu yesterday. Chris Mayor, you are the sponsor because the kidnappers, the terrorist leader, the kidnappers, their kingpin leader sponsor from Europe is Chris Mayor. Chris Mayor. Now I know. So you did Facebook. I never know that you. Let me go and print out your picture. Don't worry. I'll print out your picture now. I'm coming. Let me go and print out your picture. I know how to deal with you, with your likes. I'll put your picture here. If you like, you go delete it before I reach here. At the come Facebook. I will put your picture here. Make they see, say, now you the sponsor those people. When they go Biafra land, they go, they kill people. You never know where it ends today. I don't catch you.
You see now, the conclusion of all these things is that Abba Kyri has been granted bail. Yet Nnamdi Kanu is still incarcerated in DSS custody, not even in Kuje prison. Because that Kuje prison, Abba Kyri was doing anyhow he wants, moving around at least, seeing people, greeting people and all that. But DSS is the worst place you can be because they are terrorists. They are horrific in nature. Yes, so but then we must continue. Truth must be unveiled. To those that say Nigeria is working, tell me how it's working for you. And I'll tell you how it's not working for you, even as you did not know that it's not working for you. I will help you to tell you that Nigeria is not working for you. And that's what we have for you this afternoon. Urging you to please stay glued to our very channel, love and subscribe to our channel. God bless you all.